Now, the practice we're going to do today, I'm going to lead you through all the elements of the Tarpanam practice first, as you know it, that we taught from Dr. Pillai. And then I'm going to teach you how to transmit grace light to your ancestors. The reason why I find this to be personally powerful, as many of you know, Dr. Pillai's Grace Light Empowerment Program is a comprehensive program where you can infuse grace light, which is really the light of God. Grace light is the presence of God. It's more than a light, but it's the embodiment of God in His form as compassion and kindness, intelligence, and grace. So the Grace Light Empowerment Program is usually done with two human beings that are transmitting grace light to one another. However, I began doing this for my ancestors because during the Tarpanam practice, when I was praying that they would be taken into light, I would visualize that. Then I naturally found that if I send them grace light at the same time, that I could actually feel the grace light speeding their evolution into light, and I could feel the peace from their souls. Because once you're connected with your ancestors, you can feel if they're restless, if they're feeling peaceful. So I found that if I, with my imagination, if I transmitted grace light to them, that it felt like a complete ceremony where I had the most powerful connection with them. And I could feel the presence of the grace light surrounding them and helping them in their journey to be released into light. So before we do the practice, I just want to give the meaning of the mantra again. Not quite yet. We're going to use the mantra that we use during the Grace Light Empowerment Program. So this line is said 2 times. Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Tani Param Karunai, Arut Param Jyoti. This mantra was given by Swami Ramalinga, the great master who ascended in 1874. And it was given to him. This is the great mantra of Lord Shiva himself. And again, the meaning, Arut, is divine intelligence in the form of grace. Param Jyoti is a vast light. So the grace of God is in the form of a vast light. Tani, exclusive. Param Karanai, vast kindness or compassion. This light, which is the grace of God, is profoundly kind and compassionate. That's the meaning of this mantra. So I'm going to be walking you through the rituals step by step. You'll be following along with me. First, we'll go through the typical Tarpanam ritual. Then after we practice the Tarpanam as you know it, while you still have the materials in your hand, I'm going to ask you to imaginatively connect one by one with each generation, going to 12 generations of dead ancestors on your father's side and your mother's side. So for example, when I count to 1, you would imagine that your soul is meeting up with the souls of the dead ancestors on your father's side and your mother's side. And then when I ask you to transmit grace light to them, it's not really with your hands because they're a soul, which is a disembodied state. However, if you imagine that grace light is radiating from your soul to their soul, and again, it's through your divine intelligence and your intuition. You will know, just like when you call upon them and give them the offering, you can feel them coming You will also know when you feel that you have a soul connection with these souls. You don't need to know their names. You don't need to know anything about them. But you're meeting up with them generation after generation, chanting the grace light mantra and transmitting grace light to them. So that you also at that time imagine that they're being showered and infused with a vast, brilliant light. And you will actually feel it take place. It's something that you have to experience. So we're going to do the practice now.